What's up, rock stars? I'm back with the 68th installment of Black Girls on Television, Part 2. This would be for How to Get Away with Murder, Season 4, Episode 10. So let's get to it, shall we? Alright, you guys, so I'm going to need you guys to really give me some suggestions on how to try to make, especially How to Get Away with Murder, more conversational and not so much recap and review, because the show is so intricate. I'm feeling like maybe I could just get the main points of each of a segment of each part of the show, and then we could just discuss that individually, and I could just kind of section it off into 4 parts or 5 parts or however many, because this play by play and the recap is just y'all, it's so much. It's so much. And Fridays I don't be wanting to do so much. But I'm gonna keep doing the videos because you guys, even though I don't get half as many views on these 2 videos, Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder, than I do on my other videos. I mean, I do realize, you guys, I got a loyal bunch. It's always the same number of views, so I know it's the same number of people watching, and I appreciate it. So, I mean, we just gonna stick it out, you guys, but give me some suggestions. Do you guys think that whole little segment thing that I was talking about might work? And we could just discuss? I think that's what I'm leaning towards. But today since I don't have no other way, we're going to go like normal. Laurel's dreaming about the baby, the tragic way that everything has gone down. She wakes up though and she's still in the hospital. At the same time, we see that Antares, the law office, her father's company, all of them have gone public. And everybody else is seeing at the same time. Oliver is watching on the news and was like, damn, all of that shit we did was for nothing. They still went public. Michaela's watching. She feels guilty about Steen, okay? She's trying to reach out to Steen, and Asher was like, absolutely not. Cannot reach out to her. She was like, she's not at the New York Stock Exchange. That means that something has happened. She probably was fired. And Asher was just like, no, you don't need to even reach out. Okay. We see Bonnie talking to DA Denver, and he was like, I thought you was done with this whole thing. And you know what she says? She did everything that she can to protect him, and that she's already recused herself from this case. He says, good, you need to stay the hell away. We see Annalise, of course, she is still trying to figure out a way to get the baby back, and has decided that it's probably safer to keep Laurel up in the hospital than going on home. She doesn't really know why Laurel went into labor early, if she's done anything to harm herself. She's also not sure if her father might try to kidnap her. So when she and Finance Frank are leaving from the hospital room, Michaela walks up, and Annalise tells Michaela to watch Laurel while they're gone. Finance Frank still has Dominique's phone in his pocket. It rings, and Annalise was like, I thought I told you to get rid of that phone. Finance Frank doesn't want to do that, okay? He knows that there is some reason for these calls that keep on coming in from this same number. Annalise was like, I don't care. They can track it. They can trace it to you. Okay, get rid of the damn phone. So Annalise goes and sees Real Nice Nate trying to cash in on some shit. Real Nice Nate trying to play tough. Why are you here? She's looking for the hard drive. He tells her that nobody there has it, and even though you don't believe anything I'm saying, I'm telling you the truth. The shit is not here. And trying to play hardball with Annalise. I was like, Real Nice Nate, you need to stop it. You know you love that girl. Back at the office, Annalise is trying to keep these kids out of trouble, basically. So she puts the boys, Asher, Connor, and Oliver, on the case of looking through the files. You remember, she's still working on this class action suit, these braces. So she puts them on that, tells them to look through the files to distract themselves, and just so they can stay busy. Of course, Oliver is whining. He don't want to do that. He tries to get snarky with Annalise, and she was just like, I know you're not trying to talk to me like that. To get that ass over there and work on them damn files. I said, Oliver don't have the skin for this. Why do I feel like Oliver is going to be a downfall in the near future? Annalise leaves the boys there. She's about to go and get on the elevator. She got a little bit of post-traumatic stress, okay? She kind of sees Laurel on the floor bleeding out, and then up walks Connor, okay? He's trying to tell Annalise to go easy on Oliver, and she was just like, Oliver is a grown-ass man, okay? And if you want to hang out around these parts, he's much tougher than you think he is. He does not need to be protected like you think. Stop treating him like a damn baby. Now, Finance Frank is disposing of the body. Child, he done put Dominique in the back of a car, and is that some auto salvage lot, and they crushing, you know how they flatten the cars? They crushing Dominique. I said, ooh. What a terrible way to... I mean, he's already dead, but you want to have some respect for the dead body. I guess not. Right when he's about to leave the lot, phone rings again. Okay, still has not gotten rid of Dominique's phone. Now, Steen will not respond to Michaela. Michaela's been trying to reach out for her, and it's just not happening. So she's sitting there, she's talking to Laurel. Laurel's still trying to figure out a way to fix everything. I said, girl, you just ain't gonna never stop, are you? Don't fix shit no more. In the meantime, when Annalise leaves Real Nice Nate, she goes over to Wes's apartment, and she's having all these flashbacks of Wes. And I was just like, oh, I really miss Wes. I never thought that I would have, but just seeing him in all the little flashback scenes, y'all, kind of touched me a little bit. She's looking through all of his stuff, looks through the drawer, and saw that Laurel had even bought a onesie for the baby, and it was folded up in there. Annalise holds it up. I said, oh, this ain't good for Annalise. Now, Bonnie goes to Real Nice Nate, and she asked him, has he heard anything? And he was like, oh, I see you sipping on the Annalise Kool-Aid too, huh? He all giving Bonnie a hard time when he know he want a little sip as well. But he keep on telling her, listen, I got a job to do. I cannot be worrying about Annalise. Back at the house with the boys, they looking through the files, and child Oliver is just all wrapped up on the progress of Simon. He's tapped into the hospital computers, and he's looking at the play-by-play on how well or how bad Simon is doing. I was just like... Annalise goes back to Laurel's room because I guess Laurel had sent her a text saying that she needs to come back there. Okay, Annalise gets there, like, what was the hurry? And Michaela was like, what are you talking about? She was like, I got a text. And Michaela didn't even know. And Annalise was like, girl, I told you to watch your ass. I mean, what good are you? Okay, but anyway, Laurel got a fix. She wants to file this Protection from Abuse Act, and, something about how they can't hold her if she's been abused by this person and all of that. And Annalise is looking at her like, we can't do that. I already tried that earlier today, and the judge denied it. Okay, Michaela's looking at Annalise, though, like, Laurel buys it, though. So Annalise walks out, and Michaela follows her, and she's like, why are you lying? And Annalise was like, what are you talking about? She says, why are you lying? I can tell that you're lying about that. And Annalise was like, listen, we don't need Laura to get out right now. We don't know what happened to make her go into labor early. We don't know if she's hurt herself or, and she had a gun. What was she doing with a gun? We don't need her to be out there and possibly be, little mentally unstable and hurt herself or somebody else. She needs to just stay up in this hospital. Michaela was like, oh, okay, well, why you didn't just say so? Okay, she didn't realize that her friend might be a little bit off. Now, fine ass Frank goes over to Bonnie's house. Okay, he wants her to be a mole. And she was like, for Annalise? And he was like, no, for Laurel. And she was like, oh, the one that you was boning when I thought we was gonna get together? Absolutely not. Did Annalise send you over here? Okay, y'all made up. He says, I just want us to be family again. She was like, nigga, we not family. We definitely not that no more. Then she tells him, I should have let you pull a trigger. I said, ooh, that Bonnie knows she a cold ass Miss Winterbottom. Her and Annalise could say some more harsh ass, mean ass shit. He was like, you can't stay mad at me forever, honey. You guys know that fine ass Frank, honey. He don't let too many insults bother him. Now the boys, again, they're working on this class action suit. Real Nice Nate shows up like, what are you guys doing? And they tell him that they're working on this file. He was like, oh, Annalise trusts you guys to do it? Yep. He says, okay, well, Asher, I need to speak to you. All right, you guys know there's always a part in the show where I don't understand something. He takes Asher in the other room and he says that somebody saw something. I rewound it and I could not understand what he said. I don't know what they saw, but they showed a flashback of when Asher kind of jams Simon and he drops the glass or something. So it has something to do with that. Y'all clarify for me. Y'all know it's always one part. Connor comes in there. He wants to know what they're talking about. And while they all in there talking about this, okay, Oliver makes a slip and goes off to the hospital. He trying to find out about Simon. All right, so he talks to somebody, one of the residents or whatever, and gets him to believe that him and Simon are together or whatnot. And when he goes in the room, he's just talking to Simon, who's knocked out on the bed unconscious, and he apologizes to Simon. I'm telling you, Oliver is going to be a problem. Now, back at Annalise's, she didn't have a long ass day. Fine ass Frank is there, and he wants to tell Laurel about the fact that Dominique and Wes knew each other. Okay, Annalise was just like, fuck, I wish I had some vodka. I was like, girl, I wish you had some too, even though you're alcoholic and you can't have none. The phone rings and Annalise was like, how many times do I have to tell you to get rid of that fucking phone? He says, I didn't get rid of it because I installed this app on it so I can know where the calls are coming from. And it looks like this call is coming from DA Denver. And so now they know that they need to get the inside scoop on DA Denver, and the only way to do that is through Bonnie, okay? Miss Cold Ass, all right? Finance Frank says, look, you can sit here, you can get drunk, or you can go over there and you can talk to Bonnie. Okay, apologize. So then we see Annalise eating crow. She goes over to Bonnie's house. Okay, Bonnie looking at her like, bitch, what is you doing here? Well, fine as Frank says that I need to apologize. Bonnie says, well, all you got to do is ask. Okay, you want me to look in on Denver, right? You ain't got to say sorry. All you got to do is ask. Annalise says, well, what do I need to ask for if you already said it? And Bonnie was like, you know what? Why don't you get the fuck on then? See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The only reason why you over here is because Finance Frank told you to come. You didn't want to come on your own. So then that's when Annalise says that she's sorry. And then we can get to the business of trying to get through this apology or whatever it is that they try to come to terms on. They decided that they had a codependent relationship, that they needed each other. Bonnie says, no, actually, our relationship was about apology. You plucked me up from the life that I had and you put me in yours, okay, when really you could have just wrote a check and sent me on my way if you felt so guilty about what you had done to me on that stand. Annalise says, well, I did that because I needed to not feel so empty all the time, okay? That's the reason why she helps everybody as much, even when it's at detrimental to her own life. Wes, Bonnie, the kids. Yeah, Annalise has been through a whole lot of shit. Bonnie says, well, all you got to do is stop doing it. And Annalise says, no, I cannot do that. But think of all the pain that we would have avoided if you would have just let me die. Remember when Bonnie saved her? I was like, oh, what a heavy conversation. These two are so heavy. Like Bonnie said, their relationship is definitely complicated. Bonnie said, I'm not in love with you. I don't think she's in love with her, but there is definitely some obsession on both ends, if you ask me. Now, like I said, at the hospital, Oliver is there. Asher and Connor show up. They're trying to get Oliver to come on, okay? This is really not where you need to be at this point. They try to reason with them. Look, you hanging out with stone cold killers now. You got to toughen up, bruh. This is not going to help you. You need to put it behind you and you need to move on. At the same time, Michaela's having a conversation about Laurel about how she went into labor early. Did the doctors tell you? And she was like, no. Okay, but she already knows. It was from when Finance Frank hit her in the stomach when they were fighting earlier. Okay, so actually it's Finance Frank's fault, but don't tell him, it will kill him. Next we see Bonnie. I guess her and Annalise has come to some agreement. She's in there with the DA Denver again. She tell him that she's scrubbed all the computers, anything that can link him to anything she has gotten rid of. And again, she's done all this to protect him. So you can thank me now, DA Denver. Then we see Real Nice Nate talking to Steen. I was just like, now this would be a nice little matchup. I didn't like Real Nice Nate with that other prosecutor, but I would be here for a scene between Steen and Real Nice Nate. Anyway, he's there. He's trying to find out information on Simon. She says, yeah, that's under the protected, attorney-client privilege, so I'm sorry, I can't help you out on that, bruh. So that door is closed to Real Nice Nate. Back at the hospital, the boys go and join Michaela and Laurel in the room, and she's apologizing to everybody. All of this is her fault. Yes, it is. I'm never gonna let you forget that. They're trying to get her out of the hospital. What can they do? They want to file that same protection order that Laurel had spoke of earlier. Michaela, she's thinking about everything, and she was just like, how about we just let Annalise handle this? But no, they want to get her out. So Michaela goes and tells Annalise that the boy's about to petition to get Laurel out of the hospital. Annalise was like, but I already told you, we don't know what could have happened, if Laurel is a danger to herself, to anybody else. And that's when Michaela says, well, Finance Frank is the reason because he hit her in the stomach. Then she clam up and say that she promised not to tell. You already told. So what are you talking about? And of course, Finance Frank is like, what? What did you say? Yes, you are responsible for all the pain that the love of your life is in. Now, Annalise, in her very manipulative way, goes and talks to Jimmy the counselor. She needs him to get this girl out of the hospital. They have this whole conversation about the fact that she is narcissistic and that she manipulates everything just like a true alcoholic would. And of course, she keeps on playing to his senses like, she needs him to take her back. He's telling her that she's so screwed up and she was just like, well, fix me then. He don't want to do that, okay? She was like, well, do it for Laurel, okay? Act as if Laurel was Stella. You didn't get to save Stella, but you're going to be able to save Laurel. I said, ooh, Anna, please, you just going to, whichever way going to work, huh? I guess I ain't mad. It was a low blow, if you ask me, but it seemed to have worked. Then this was another scene that I didn't understand. So we see Connor and Asher and Oliver. They're back going through the paperwork, the files for the class action suit. And for whatever reason, one of the files that they pull up, the name on the file is Nate. What's Nate's last name? You guys know Nate Leahy. Is it Leahy? Whatever it is, there's a file for one of the people that's in jail with this name. So I'm thinking, like, is that real nice Nate's father? You guys, what did I miss there? I was confused. I rewound it, and I was just like, what does this mean? I am so lost. So again, clarify for your girl. Then we finally see that Michaela has gotten in touch with Steen. Okay, they meeting out clandestine in the dark, and you know, Steen is real kind of looking around, and you know, Michaela was just like, why haven't you said anything? Like, why are you protecting me? And you know, Steen was just like, girl, you don't know the danger you in. Okay, the fact that you wanted to meet me out here, you just do not realize how you almost got everybody killed, and nobody is in the clear yet. Okay, don't call me, don't text me, don't look for me, don't ask for me, do not talk to me. Trust me, it's a whole lot going on that you don't know about. It's bad, bad, bad. So Steen is actually trying to protect Michaela. Michaela, in this whole shit with Laurel's dad, has really made a mess of things. Now back at the hospital with Laurel, we see Jimmy, the counselor, talking to her, trying to find out what her mental state is. Have you tried to harm yourself? Okay, how are you feeling? Okay, you know, of course she's feeling guilty about not protecting her baby, and now the baby is gone. Okay, he is asking her, is she trying to get back at the father? And she was like, there's no way to get back at the man. The man is powerful. There's no getting back at this person. So she's upset about that. Then we see Denver. He gets in the car with the daddy, and he's telling the daddy, yeah, Bonnie Winterbottom, okay, his ADA, she's going to be a problem. Back where Laurel is talking to Jimmy, the counselor, she's telling him how, you know, her mother had some issues when she was pregnant, but that ain't on Laurel, has nothing to do with Laurel. But I'm wondering if the mama had so many issues that then came through genetically onto Laurel. She just wants custody of her baby, bottom line. So he goes and does whatever magic that he needs to do, and then we see that they have released Laurel, and Annalise takes her back to the apartment that Wes had. While they are there, is Annalise, fine as Frank, and Laurel. Fine as Frank's pocket starts ringing, Dominique's phone. Laurel's like, why do you still have that phone? He doesn't want to get rid of the phone. He pulls the phone out. She gets it from him, and she sees a number. All right, they're both like, give us the phone, give us the phone. That's your daddy. He don't know that Dominique is dead. And she's telling them, that is not my dad's number. And then she turns around and she answers the phone, and she says, hi, Mom. I said, uh-oh. Why Mama calling Dominique so frantically every day, all day? Oh, I love the twists and turns of How to Get Away with Murder. But baby, that show sure is stressful. I was pretty okay after this one, though. How about you? All right. Let me get off of here. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.